What's up guys, welcome back. We have another video here of information on Pokemon Switch. Now these of course are rumors, and I did do some research though on this individual giving this information, and they do seem somewhat credible based on what they've done in the past. So take it all with a grain of salt of course, but we will discuss it. I do think it's rather interesting what this person brings out. And do stay tuned at the end of the video. I'll have an update about myself personally and the channel over the next few weeks going forward. There's some stuff going on that I want to discuss. So getting on to the information, first of all, the big actual official news today was that Toad from the Super Mario series, his head is a mushroom, in case you didn't know that. That is the huge news of today. That is actual news, in case you didn't know. Anyway, so the information we're going to discuss though is about Pokemon Switch. Now I thought this was interesting. This comes from a Twitter user by the name of Pixelpar. Now Pixelpar, I did some research about this individual, and he is somewhat credible because he has gotten some things correct in the past. For example, he was one of the only ones who individually, on his own, confirmed that the Nintendo Direct was going to take place without an announcement from Nintendo. I checked his timeline and everything, and he did have sources that he confirmed that this was going to happen, and he was absolutely correct. And he's done some similar things like this in the past as well. So take this information with a grain of salt as usual, but this isn't too far-fetched as far as Pokemon Switch is concerned. All of it sounds very realistic and very possible as being true. So here's what he says in his information here. He says, Pokemon Switch, enough of the BS leaks, here's some tidbits. Fully 3D with high-res assets, cel-shaded art style, makes use of the Switch's touchscreen. Parts of the UI, the user interface, will be animated and move around. Some form of online will be used, peer-to-peer. He's unclear as to what extent at the moment will be used. And then he also went on to say, as a bonus, the Ultra Beast in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were originally intended for the Nintendo Switch version of Pokemon. So there's his tidbit of information that he had. I guess he got tired of all the fake rumors going on around all the internet. Obviously, he said he was tired of the BS leaks. Basically, there have been a lot of rumors going on about Pokemon Switch as well, as far as the Gen 8 things were concerned, and the art being leaked, recently, that kind of stuff. So he's calling that out as being fake. But I did find this information to be interesting because he talked about how the game will in fact be fully 3D, cel-shaded art style. So there was a job posting that we saw, Creatures Inc. asking specifically for people with experience in Unity and Unreal Engine 4, and they showed a picture of some very high-res assets of a Pokemon in their job description photo. But Pixelpar here brings out that it's going to be a cel-shaded art style. So obviously this could be true because when developers are making games, they start out with a base model that's usually not automatically cel-shaded, and they work off of that, and it can turn into something else later with the goal in mind of being cel-shaded or whatever type of art style they want to go with as far as the effect is concerned. Cel-shaded doesn't necessarily mean just how the model is designed. Cel-shaded can also just mean the look of the character with the cel shading on top of the 3D model. And he goes on to say that this will make use of the Switch's touchscreen, which is not surprising, but you got to think that this will only be in handheld mode because the game would obviously be a docked game as well, and you have to use the controller only, since the Switch, as we know, is not able to use the touchscreen while it's in docked mode. It's not like the Wii U where you can use both at the same time. So that will be interesting to see what type of touchscreen integration they use in the game. And then he went on to say that parts of the user interface will be animated and will be able to be moved around while you're playing in the game. So I don't know exactly what that means, but that does sound interesting to me, that parts of the UI will be animated. Does that mean the map will be animated, have some type of on-screen display that will maybe move around in 3D right there on the map with you? Or does that mean that your character UI will be animated in the fact that it moves around possibly or rearranges itself automatically in some way? You fight against an enemy, maybe it animates and changes direction in place of the battle. So like say you're walking around in a 3D world, and then the UI will move from one section or one corner of the screen to another to change the camera, so while you fight you can see the different parts of the battle in a different way. And then when you go back to the map mode and walking around the map, the UI will then animate into another section of the screen. That could be one way they could do it. or it could be something else completely, we don't know. And then he brought out that there is going to be some kind of peer-to-peer online networking in this game for Pokemon on the Switch. And this is something we assume would happen, of course, with Nintendo's Online coming online finally in September 2018. Maybe you can trade Pokemon online with other players. Hopefully that's not all it is though. Hopefully there's battles to be done. Hopefully there's team battles. Peer-to-peer online can mean many different things. He says he's unclear at the moment to what extent that would include, but having multiple groups of battling online would be really cool, I think, and could really be a showcase for the Switch's online network when they do release it. If Nintendo does try to release Pokemon Switch in 2018 and it has an online component to it, and they launch that at the same time as Nintendo Online this year, I think that could really bolster the sales of that subscription-based service and get it up and running extremely fast with millions of users. So I think that's really exciting to think about the possibilities. And again, none of this sounds way too far-fetched, right? It's not like he's saying that this Pokemon game is going to have a crossover with Star Fox or something and you're going to fight Arwings in the game, but I wouldn't mind that actually. That would probably be better than Star Fox Zero though, huh? But regardless of that, this doesn't sound too far-fetched and actually sounds kind of cool to have this type of game in development for the Switch. So let me know what you guys think about that. So before I end the video though, I want to talk about some things going on with me as we go forward with the channel. I am actually moving out of my house into a new house at the end of this month. And I'm actually leaving the country to go attend my sister-in-law's wedding down in South America in Colombia. So after this video I'm posting today, I may not have too much videos in the next few weeks because I'm going to be out of the country. But if anything big happens, I will try to find a way to post a video if I do need to. That's just how things are with life. You got to do things, take care of things. And this move is not something I really wanted to do, but under the circumstances, I had to make the move. But everything's fine other than that, and I'm just going to be really busy during this next few weeks. But I will definitely be back soon. Alright guys, if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys very soon in the next video. Have a great day.